There he is, Ted Jenkin, Oxygen Financial. 5 signs. So you got a serious spending addiction. I'm curious to hear some of these there, Theodore. I don't consider myself to have a spending addiction. I think Steve would probably have more of a spending addiction than me.
What would you say there, Theodore?
There might be a slight problem.
I think I have a spending addiction. I know as a single man I did. I bought what I wanted when I wanted it and didn't worry about it. You know, and I bought nice things. I'm the guy that wants
like
to buy.
a Mustang with blue flames.
Yeah, I bought that in a truck, and they're both gone. No, but what I like to do is I buy the best because I'm going to take care of it, and I keep things for a long time. I take care of my stuff. If I was the type of guy that set on my sunglasses, I wouldn't buy expensive sunglasses, but I'm not.
But there's a lot of people, especially what I've learned in Atlanta, that live, and we talk about this a lot when you come in, that live way above their means, and that is probably because it started out as trying to keep up with the Joneses and then turned in to a spending addiction. Would you not agree?
Yeah, well, it's not just Atlanta. I mean, the fact is, as people are not writing checks anymore and they don't spend money in cash and they're using more credit card, debit card, or the ease of buying online, that's made people get into having a spending addiction. Now, my number one on here is that you have a spending addiction if the thing you get excited about is waiting for the Amazon package to come home every day.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, that's not good.
That's right here, over here.
Really?
Fat kid in the hoodie.
Okay.
Oh, there's not a better feeling, man. You get a Woodrow Wilson when you see that on the front porch.
Yeah, and I believe in going into the stores, which will keep stores alive. You know, I'm old school.
I don't know about that.
I want to
You're
touch
old.
it. I want to touch it. I want to feel it. I want to put it on.
Drop the school.
Yeah, but you're right. My wife gets everything. She buys everything online.
Well, this actually happens in a lot of spousal situations that we see where people have budgeting or they have spending issues. You may have one spouse, let's just say it's the wife in this case, that she's home, she's raising some kids, and the husband's out at work every day, and the biggest thing that she's waiting for is that Amazon package. So by the end of the month, when you check your Amex or your Visa bill, you start saying, what did we spend all of our money on?
Yeah.
That's why you got to get them out of the house nowadays. They got a hobby, and they can go everywhere now.
Yeah.
They can vote, they can drive, and all kinds of stuff.
That makes sense. You know, you're right. You know what? And they can even talk back to you.
Well, they're not supposed to.
I have a problem with it when it happens.
So what is that, number 5 on this list?
No, that's actually
the list.
Well, it's one of the biggest ones right now. But that's my number 2 out of the 5 on there. Number 1 is actually people that hide their purchases. You know, there's a lot of people.
Oh, yeah.
You know, people say they have closet problems, like they drink or they gamble or things like that. They don't tell their spouse what they lose.
Oh, not on the drinking. I don't want anybody listening to think you're a drunk.
No, I'm not. You talking about the gambling thing?
Oh, you're damn right. What's up, casino boy?
That's a different conversation. Not now while Ted's in here, but
Yeah, we don't have to get into it.
there's a justification of gambling.
A method to the madness.
Like, my drinks were free, my room was free, so I lost $2,000 if you were to take off the drinks in the room, so I'm really only down $850.
So you try to do that. That doesn't work.
Right?
I tried to tell my wife last night, we got in a slight tiff, not an argument, but a tiff. And I'm like, I just want to play the Georgia lottery. I want to be able to spend $10 a week on a chance of becoming a millionaire. It's the only chance I got. I mean, to become a huge millionaire. I might pull it off on
You were
my
close.
own.
It was in Brookhaven here, right?
Yeah.
I was really
The
close.
Powerball, yeah. So when you justify it, that's probably part of maybe having a serious spending addiction.
It's absolutely one of the problems, and it leads me to my next one on here is, you have a spending addiction if you constantly justify yourself by saying it was on sale. And people will do that all the time.
Yeah,
and why did you buy, those pair of jeans, or why'd you buy those shoes? Well, it was on sale.
It makes sense.
But just because it's on sale doesn't mean that you need it, but that sale, it's one of the most powerful marketing words that's out there that gets people to buy more stuff.
Oh, you're so right. If I can find a pair of diesel jeans under $140, I'll fight you for them.
I gotta tell you, Ted, that I don't know if I'm going to agree with you on that one. And this might be a smart money move, which is your tagline, is that if you go to a store, I used this analogy the other day, said if you go to a store and you're saying, I'm only going to spend $100, but they have a fantastic sale, and you can buy 4 times the product for $250, which is $150 more than what you're spending, but you're getting, let's say, 3 times the product. That just makes sense.
In theory, it does.
It does, but you still spent $250. That's what my significant other would say.
$100 in cash. The other $150 goes on the credit card.
Take simple fact when people go to the grocery store and they see something on sale and they say,
yeah.
"Oh, there's Cheez-Its are on sale, so I'm going to buy 8 bags of them."
3 for $5 Monster Energy drinks right now.
Oh, you're a mess.
But then weeks later they end up going into their cupboard after they go back out and start spending more money eating out again, and then they say, "I don't even know why I bought this stuff," or it's rotting in, it's not the crisper, it's the rot or whatever happens in your refrigerator, and then they don't end up eating it anyway.
That's why you always got to have a friend like Nate who comes over stoned and he needs munchies and doesn't care if it expired 5 years ago.
Yeah, Ted, you don't have a stoner friend?
Hold up, that's on 3.A here. 3A.
All right, give us another one. Ted Jenkin, Oxygen Financial. These are serious spending addictions, signs that you might have a serious spending addiction.
Yeah, get a stoner is not on here. How about when when you're anxious when you're not at the store? This gets back to the other addictions, like when people aren't at the bar, they're not gambling, is that when you're doing other things in life, all that you're thinking about is, why am I not out finding a good deal, or why am I not out buying something? And
I don't have that in my DNA. I feel sorry for anybody that does. There
are a lot of people that have it. They get anxious when they don't buy something.
You have that, Bailey?
Didn't say anything.
Good Lord. People get anxious. Man, if I'm being left alone to my own self or just, close friends, I'm about as happy as I can get.
I feel like on the weekends I have to buy something.
You do?
Yeah.
Well, this is people that go to the flea market, right? Or they'll go to a consignment store just to pick up something just because they feel good that they made a purchase.
Makes me happy.
That's right.
It does.
All right, do you get rid of stuff?
No. Well, if I don't, I get rid of stuff, but I don't buy. I don't get rid then buy, or buy then get rid. It's just like, if there's something that I just need.
You need
like stuff,
like a sword on your wall.
I bought socks last weekend. I felt good about that. $14.
Or people buy like a bench that they think they're going to finish up in their backyard, and then ends up just sitting in their garage. They don't do anything with it.
That's personal. That happened to you. It had to have. No one just would throw out bench.
Yes, yeah. We bought. Well,
I've been to Ted's house, and there are several benches in the basement.
Wood that's in my garage. Think that I'm going to do something with it, but I'm probably not. It's just going to sit there.
You know what Ted did to save money? Put all pine wood floors in his house. It's fantastic.
That's not saving money. That's like the nicest floors you could possibly put into a house.
Ted, I thought the pine was cheaper.
But in the long run, it saved me money. Right. In the long run.
Just killed the planet in the Amazon. Sorry, no pine.
There are no pine trees in Ted's subdivision.
All right, give us another sign people might have a spending addiction.
One of the big ones is that you're constantly breaking your budget. This is like diet or exercise, that you say, okay, this week I'm going to eat healthy, but I don't. And people will say, this month I'm going to set a budget. I'm not going to spend more than this. And then basically in the middle of the month, now here's a good deal, or I'm going to go out to dinner, and you're constantly breaking your budget. And that's when you know you have a spending problem, because it isn't just buying stuff. If you eat out and you say, this week I'm going to bring in lunch 3 times, and then 2 days into it, you're back at Whole Foods or somewhere else eating a $15 lunch, that's when you know you have a little bit of a spending problem, that it doesn't matter. You're not worried about piling on debt. You're not worried if your bank account is dwindling. You just have that appetite to go spend more, even if you set a budget.
God, you know how many people right now listening to this segment are going, that's me? I mean, every single person. I mean, this is like, I didn't think that I don't have a spending problem.
Now you do.
But after you going through those different things, I'm like, yeah, I guess I do. There's just a feeling of fulfillment, of satisfaction.
It turned out going into this segment that I would have said I was the guilty party. Turns out you are.
Because I like the deals. I like the sales. I got to have something.
Yeah.
I go out, or if I buy the kids something, that's another thing. If you're a parent, you justify your spending problem by buying your kids something.
Totally.
Which makes you feel good. You've now bought something. You've purchased something. It's for your kid, not necessarily for you, but you don't need something for you. It's just the fact of buying it.
Well, this is one of the underbellies, is that by making purchases, a lot of people start saying, I feel happy about myself now. I feel good about myself. It makes me feel good. But it's sort of false. It's only for the short term. You feel good when you get that Louis Vuitton, purse, right, tomorrow, and not the next day. And then 3 weeks later, you need a new one. And then that's the problem. It cycles out.
All right. Before we finish up here, you following my watt? My watt?
I have, yes.
Energist.
Is it down today?
No, it was hovering around 20.
It was down yesterday.
I wanted to go down more because I want to buy more, but I don't want to buy it when it's high.
It was down 5.5%. Now, this is the wireless charging company I told everybody about. And
I cannot on the radio. Jason did.
And
Ted did not say this.
But so far, I've been spot on, right? This is like the best stock ever.
According to Jason, yes.
Yes. The Rickmans are happy with the Bailey recommendation of stock. Nothing Ted said.
We got in on it at what, like 9 or 10?
We did.
Okay. It's at 18 right now.
No, yeah, I got in
Millionaires.
10:07.
Millionaires.
Oh, dude, I'm. You know what I did? I threw $10 out the
Jason,
window
I
today
want to
for no
start
reason.
fantasy stock picking. We can do it in here or something like that. And
I'll crush.
Fantasy stocks?
yeah.
I'd love to do that.
Wow, can
right,
you
we'll set
imagine
it
the
up.
teams? They're the nerdiest group of guys in one room ever.
Yeah, but you know what? It's all about the money. And I didn't know you manage money like this. Another reason to go to Oxygen Financial. You like trim the fat on somebody's budget.
Well, I think that's one of the biggest things. Whether you make 50 grand or you make 500 grand, everyone has a spending problem. And so the more that you save, the wealthier you get. You know, the millionaire next door has never been about the rate of return you get in the market. It's about how much you can keep of what you make. That's the difference.
Oh, that was deep.
That was like a fortune cookie.
Can you tattoo that on my side? Or right on my ribs?
We'll do it after the segment.
All right, Ted Jenkin, Oxygen Financial. How can people find you there, Ted?
Hey, well, if you have a spending addiction problem or you need to think about how to fix your budget or you've come into some money and need to know what to do, go to oxygenfinancial.net. Or if you want to get a free copy of my book, 100 Smart Money Moves to Make right now, go to oxygenfinancial.net.
Oxygenfinancial.net. Headlines, round number 2. Brandy, what are we giving?